of immortals, capable of mistakes. The journey's not here to be agonized upon.
Oh, we are back, Mere Mortalized. Thank you very much for joining into the Mere Mortals podcast. We've got monthly goals. You got Juan on this side.
You got Snotty, Sicky,
tired, Snotty Kyrin. Boy on the other side. I have been getting a good... You know how you have... Maybe for non-Australians, so let's try to explain this. You would have the footy players playing in rugby or AFL, and you see them running on the field, and they're trying to get the boogies out by like smashing both nostrils out to get it out. That's been me for the last week, honestly, just trying to get clear because it just gets so filled up.
It's all right. At least our voices will sound deeper and more.
Yeah, crispy. Yeah, Barry White checking in. Monthly goals, folks. So what we do as part of monthly goals, and this is the February goals we're going to be talking about of the past and also the March goals coming up.
Correct.
We like to reflect on the goals that have been happening. What have we been achieving, not achieving? Are we doing enough? We're not doing enough. We like to reflect upon it. We also sometimes talk about the overall support that you've been providing to the podcast as well. And we like to do these live, obviously, on a month-by-month basis. So I think we need to get started. We'll crack in. We're going to go with February and how everything went. Do you want me to share screen at all, Kyrin, or we want to show that later?
I might try and do it. Yeah, you just go.
Okay, awesome. So let me talk through the February goals from my side. Look, I had 5, which Kyrin called out already. Not good enough. And even with 5 goals, I did not get all of them. So the one, I'll run through them. I wanted to attempt to run a living proof challenge. I tried to describe it a little bit in the previous conversation of monthly goals. Didn't do it. I just did not do it. However, I will give myself a 3% tick on this. I did, by the end of it, really go, okay, this is what I want to do for the Living Proof Challenge. I didn't do the Living Proof Challenge, but you'll see it might pop up for the next monthly goals. So I'll talk about it in a moment. But that one, gave myself a no, didn't do it. Then for a reminder, the rest of these I did get it done. So one, it was I wanted to bring in that standard template eating into my life. Easy. This was just a easy sort of just thought process of, okay, what do I want to call that? I don't want to specify it by calories. I just wanted to go template it of type of eating. Just makes it easy. Cool. Noted it down. In fact, it ended up being like, I made it as simple as possible. Really, it was, there's days in the office and there's days at home. And I didn't even want to put any specifics when it came to the fact of the weekend. So that's just what it is. 3, doing a drawing a week with my little girl. Awesome. Smashed it. That was easy. It was enjoyable. I did need to find the time to do it, but I did. So that was I really enjoyed that. 4. Okay, this was the big one. Fixing up the podcast room for its full use. Honestly, I anticipated this would have taken maybe 5-6 hours of effort. In the end, it ended up being approximately 40 hours of work this month. So that was a giant amount of work that I really took.
Okay. Damn. That's a lot.
Wait, who's this? February 2023 goals. Damn. And then 5, it was doing one thing a week that not only scared me, but I simply did not want to do within rational reason. Now, I need to name them here. So I was trying to name them down because, looking back on these, at least at the time, I felt like it was that scared me. So some of them was the 30-minute cold plunge. I didn't actually want to do that. I did not want to do that.
It was
30-minute cold plunge.
I hated it. I hated doing it, and I hated the after effects of doing it.
Yeah, if you haven't done a 30-minute cold plunge, I mean, I don't know why you would want to. I didn't like the post effects, dude. That was horrific. I really didn't want to do it again.
To be honest, like shivering crazy when you're out in a normal warm temperature is because your core temp's so low. It's
pretty wild. It was pretty wild.
I didn't like it at all.
So that was that one. There was the second one I went just doing a continuous turtle running in the morning, what I've been calling my turtle miles and turtle 2 kilometers. And I'm going to call that out as like, yeah, that was something that, again, scary. Yeah, I guess I'd call it scary. I didn't want to do it every single day, dude. I was like, man, am I going to hurt myself? Am I going to injure myself again like I did beforehand?
What's a
turtle I didn't.
Run again?
I call it turtle run because it was just a really slow run.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, so it was really slow run. It wasn't like anything at pace. It was just getting it done for the distance.
Yep.
And it was a bit to be doing continuously, like day in, day out. Every day I was like, oh, man, I really want to do this. I don't really want to do this.
Sure. Yeah.
The other one was running the 2 kilometers before the 5 kilometer run on one of those weekends. Again, I didn't really want to do it, although when called out, I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. Again, does it fall under the scary category? I don't know. I'm gonna give ourselves a half tick on this one. I think I'm gonna change this. Well, I did it completely. No, maybe not really, but I did try to put some effort towards that one. So it worked out for what it needed to, that particular goal.
Sure, nice.
So,
what was the reason for the podcast room taking more time? Why'd you underestimate that?
For those at home, so a 15 kilo bag of grout, it roughly is supposed to cover 86 square meters. Right now, that room is not 86 square meters; it's 16 square meters. The one I'm going to be moving into. But for whatever reason, just the width of the cracks and how the pattern was laid out and how much was really needed and the depth of it, whatever it may be, it ended up needing not 15 kilos or 86 square meters for a 16 square meter room. It in fact ended up being 75 kilos of grout. And laying down a 15 kilo bag of grout takes an order of about 3 hours. So then multiply that out by about 6 times. Yeah, 6 times of it. So yeah, roughly about 6. Yeah, so that in itself is just like 18 hours there, and then it was doing the covering with sealant and doing that twice over, and doing the cleaning and scraping every single individual of the 900 tiles on that room to get it to the level we wanted. It took a long fucking time, but it's done, which is amazing. Right. Like the amount of effort I put into that room, or that floor, I should say, was pretty huge. So right. I'm glad it's done.
I will be going over to yours at least once before I leave, so yes, I'll be able to go see that. Nice. All right, very good. Thanks, Juan. As you mentioned, February 2023 goals. I have obviously not changed my thing here. So I had 8 as I normally do. The first one was try out the puppy superpower and be more assertive in the gym. I did try out the puppy superpower on 2 separate occasions. One with me walking Butters on my own, and then one with Prentice and myself. I really didn't like walking him on my own, man. As I described it as, this is what it must be to be like a hot chick, where it's just you get a lot of attention. And for me, I would say most of it was unwanted attention. I just didn't. I don't want to have like random chats with strangers about dog things. It's just not interesting to me. And so, and I already told that story about the vaccine girl as well. So yeah, it was just a couple of interesting things where I was like, nah, this isn't for me. I did enjoy going out with my brother and doing that. And that was actually really fun because it kind of we got like the attention, I guess, and I got to see it. And my brother's much better at these kind of like real casual conversations like that. Funnily enough, I wouldn't have expected it. And I got to spend time with him, so it was interesting. Gym assertiveness, I kind of did. Like I wouldn't say it was how I imagined it would be, and that's just because like priority wise, I'm kind of just not that interested, to be honest. I'm like, I'm gonna go leaving soon. It's just not that interesting. So that was kind of something I just chucked in there. Organized 2 times, 2 chill times with the whole family. I did manage to do that, and I'm very glad I did manage to do that. And I'll talk about that probably in the March goals. Prioritize the V4V prep and set up live hosting. Technically, I still have tomorrow to get that done, and I might.
Is it realistic?
It potentially, because it could be a very quick. I'm not actually sure how long it'll take, but I will get it done in like the next couple of days. But I am very happy to announce that the value for value season 1, 2, and 3 are like, they're schmick. I spent many an hour just fixing up that whole feed, so I can announce that those are good. And I actually even got to play around with some of the new technologies, which it's really cool because some of the things that we have done, I can now back implement and put in like value time splits, for example. So reference other people's shows or music as was the case. So it's kind of cool that a lot of the podcasting stuff, it's not super awesome because I'm just doing it on episodes that people probably are not going to listen to, or I don't know, maybe with value for value, it'll pick up more listenable than perhaps, episode 36 of the Mere Mortals.
True.
More one-arm handstand research for new workouts. I have done that. I should be doing 3 one-arm sessions a week now, so we'll see how we go with that.
Wow, okay.
Clean out and cancel Andreas' Patreon. Get this bullshit. So I did listen to all of it. He's a fantastic dude. Same problem as usual. I ask a really good question and it gets voted up to the top of, or very close to the top of the March Q&As, which is just like, damn it, now I want to stay another month to be able to see him answer my question. But it's like, no, I'll
Gotta
stick
go.
to the goal.
Yeah.
But what Patreon did was, because I joined on the 29th of January or something, they charged me, and then they charged me like 2 days later.
Dude, they duped you with the leap. Oh,
fucking bullshit, man! I can't believe that. I was just thinking like, oh, they'll just charge, month by month basis. So when people join up, how hard is that?
Nah, twice.
No,
Damn,
they got me, as I knew they would. Finalized bookings and sort out accommodation for 2 weeks. Kind of, because I have booked my flight. It's kind of up in the air the first week because I'll be flying to Sao Paulo. My friend Lucas is going to join me there. He might even be joining in the chat soon. And I'm actually doing a call with him tomorrow. So still technically in February. And I'm just going to get some advice from him on like where I should stay kind of longer term, like in an Airbnb for a couple of months.
Right.
And also what his rough plan is for the first week that I'm there. Because he was talking about going to the beaches in Sao Paulo, his family's place, and I was looking this up just before, Mandarini, I can't remember, something like that. And yeah, so I have not fully done that yet. Second last one, listen as intently as possible. I did do this a lot more. I was a lot more focused when people were chatting with me. I was like honing in, really trying to get at the heart of what they're saying, giving them my full attention. So I did do that. And I said 4 new classes here. I thought I said 5. But maybe I only did 4. I did a really silly thing and a really smart thing. One
was it silly one with the leg one?
No, so I injured my hamstring right at the start of the month, and that was just part of my normal workouts. I just pushed too hard, too fast. Sometimes this happens when you're going for stretch goals, pun intended, and. Yes, so I basically had a minor hamstring twinge. Now I did do 3 new classes, and then a week ago I had the opportunity to do my 4th one, and it was going to be like aerial gentle yoga. So perfect for someone with like a semi iffy hamstring injury. But I was watching the people go into the class, and I was just not that motivated for it. And at the same time, there was a class that I do really enjoy going to, which is the bar class, or bar A. I don't know how you say it. And that one is like hamstring predominant. That's all you do. You're just lifting your legs up. It's like a ballet class. And stupidly, I went to that class and I had to check out about a quarter of the way through. I couldn't do it. I was just like, oh, this is actually going to really hurt me if I continue doing this. So that was a really dumb decision. Flash forward a week to yesterday, and aerial gentle yoga. Okay, this time I'm going to do it. And I just have an awful session. The one arms were okay. The one arm handstands were okay. Workout beforehand. But man, I was just in a really bad place mentally. And I looked, I'm going to go to the class. I'm standing outside the class. I'm deciding if I should go to the class. And I just go, man, I just don't want to be here. Like it's an hour long. I just don't feel like it. And so I didn't do it. So I was really debating, I was just going like, what's the point of the monthly goal? This is exactly what monthly goals are for.
Yeah.
I've got one class to do. I've got the opportunity to do it. There's no physical thing that's stopping me from doing this right now. It's totally a mental battle or challenge or whatever you want to call it. And I think I made the right decision going like, man, I don't know what the point of doing this would be. It would just make me like sad or angry or whatever, more depressed. So I didn't do that. And as of today, I've done, I believe 6.25 hours. I would have done about 8 hours of Portuguese. So I won't get it finished, but I did more than I thought I would actually. So pretty happy with that.
Okay.
Yeah, so not the greatest month for me, but I still got a fair chunk of stuff done, and I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah,
I mean, you're touching point on the monthly goals, right? It's The big case of monthly goals is they should help us align once again to the monthly, aka also then parenting up to an annual goal or a more overarching goal. They help direct where you're doing or doing something. Doesn't ultimately mean you can, achieving it. Again, success here isn't ticking every single one off. It's pointing yourself in the right direction. And I think every month we just kind of align a little bit better back to what we actually wanted to do. And sometimes we also consider like whether you actually do something or not, and be like, maybe it was just going to be a wasted hour as opposed to just doing the class for the sake of doing it. Maybe if at the moment you were like, actually, no, this is going to increase my mental fortitude in doing this. Okay, maybe it's different, but I don't think it would have.
Usually when I create these, I probably only look at my list, I don't know, 7 times a month, maybe, once every 4 days, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I'm using it as a motivational thing of like, all right, today I really got to try and tick off this. Or maybe it's a little bit more often if I'm keeping track of the Portuguese and I'm, just gradually whittling it down as I'm taking notes. But they usually not for the purpose of motivation of this is what I got to do. Like this, looking at it and feeling guilty that I haven't done it. That's not why I create these, and I don't think it's the same for you. So when I just don't do one through, if you want to call it lack of mental fortitude, for that reason, the reason wasn't I didn't do it because I forgot about it or I got distracted by shiny objects over here or I was too busy watching, going down YouTube rabbit holes or some bullshit. No, it was very front of mind and it was an active decision not to do it. So that's one of those ones where it's like, oh yeah, whatever. Good decision made. So
it's a choice. It's a choice, right?
Definitely. All right. I'll jump onto the support section here. So this is where we just thank everyone, I guess, or give everyone an update of where we're at for just our support for the month. Obviously, only half of the times do we really record this before the end of the month. After the end of the month. So I don't have all the stats at this moment. I did see a lot of people streaming this month, which was really great. I think we'll have some pretty good streaming numbers. So on your screen now is just like old ones from.
Okay, gotcha.
From before, from like the last quarter from last year. I should have made it January. Anyway, but yeah, we did send out 2 shirts. I sent out a shirt today actually, so it's in the mail. And I gave one to Sam Sethi. Technically, he hasn't reached the 100K, but he was here in Brisbane, saved me $30 worth of packaging to get it to him, and I know he is going to jump up to there. So, that's
awesome. How was it meeting Sam?
It was awesome, man. Yeah, he's a really gregarious guy, man. Dude, just really full on. I loved it. It was because he's very passionate, like when he talks, just on the podcast and whatnot. But you don't get the physicality. And he's talked many a times about how he looked up at James the first time. It was like James was a giant, and I'm roughly about the same size as James. He's not that much bigger than me. But he was just really funny, man. Like we're in the felons, and he told me he's like into Krav Maga, which I didn't know before, and so then he was like, I don't do this, and he was like, semi-drunk, pushing me in the face, and it was just fun, man. Just fun times.
Wow, that's good. Good to hear. I'm glad you got be able to catch up with Sam. And if you want to check out who we're talking about, Sam Sethi, Kyrin's done an interview with Sam as well. If you want to check that out,
I have. Yeah, I think it was 97 in the conversations. All right, well, get into your next set.
Let's do it. March 2024. All right. So I've increased it, upped it, 1 extra goal. We're getting there. Ooh. Now, I want to implement the Living Proof Challenge. So I've got a couple of notes here.
Shit talk on my side.
So implementing the Living Proof Challenge, I went down. This, please. So Simon Hill, I believe it is. I'm always going to get his name wrong. I think it's Simon Hill. So from his behalf, he actually put together this Living Proof Challenge. If you want to, you can go type that into a website. You can download a PDF. It has like 40 pages worth of stuff. In essence, it is a 12-week program so that you can follow task techniques, things, training, eating to better yourself from a health perspective, I would say, or not so much health longevity, but just a almost immediate 12-week improvement in your health measurements. And it uses numbers and gets it out of 10, and it gives you a gauge. Now, what I wanted to do with this is cool. I read through it, and my notes here is, for me, and if you want to go check this out, it was page 21 and page 26, which I kind of went, page 26, 27 of that Living Proof Challenge PDF, that I went, okay, what I really care about for the majority of things is that in terms of the effective philosophy of the action for it. And realistically, so for me, how I'm going to track it, just to give you an idea at home, over 12 weeks is something that Kyrin does really well, waist size checks. So checking the waist size, weight, and photo. So that's the trackable. I'm not really going to be using things like some of the examples that he uses for Living Proof is shuttle testing and blood work and all of that. I just don't have time for that. Yeah. Well, probably do have for the shuttle, but not for blood work and other stuff at the moment. Just there's simply no time at the moment in my life for a lot of things. And so that's just how I'm going to be tracking it immediately, how it is. But then there's the preparation on page 21 of that PDF and 26 and 27 for the habits, which is just a general guidance of balance of foods and the sleep and a few other like things that you should supplement with, which I'm going to go, okay, I'll put some commitment of time against that. And so I'll just implement it over the next couple of months. I'm putting it down here for March just so it reminds me, hey, I should do that. I want to keep it on track. Again, this is not, it's like an extra maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes worth of time per day. And that's just something that I want to implement. I'm adding something to this one as well. Basically, as of today, right now, I had a physio session and sort of like a massage session, chiropractic session today, like a huge one. It was like an hour and a half. And they gave me a couple of tips around some of the things that's troubling me, like knees and hips, and just some things like flossing of your knee nerves and stuff like that, which I'm also going to be incorporating as part of this. Just improving the stability, health aspects of joints, things like that. I'm all wrapping it up into that top one goal. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a day-to-day thing. 2, I'm going to begin the Olympic lifting split. Now, I finished all the powerlifting split, Kyrin, and I documented the very first one, the very first session, like the overarching summary thing. You know how I was doing the videos for like the daily running, and then I was doing the powerlifting one, and I started videoing. I never ended up videoing the other 4 sections that I wanted to do or doing the content. Now, I wasn't in the room, so like I was put off from doing it in this little space that I have. A lot of things, again, were just happening, so I didn't do it. I'm probably not going to document this one either, unless someone like right now messages or says, hey, I really enjoyed that one, or it'd be cool to do it. So I know that I might get, more than our usual share of views. But again, it's a lot of effort to do it. And right now I just don't have the capacity to do that sort of effort. If someone will find it useful, let's do it. But I think, and Kyrin's probably going to back me up in this, I might, if anything, document it in more of like a live streaming sort of style through the Mere Mortals channels. That's just what's going to happen. But those 2 are my monthly challenges, I guess, or goals for the body aspect in March 2024.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've got Cam and William in the chat, so maybe one of them can.
Okay, if someone wants it, if someone actually really would find it reasonably useful, or for me to document, I'll do it. Especially now that I'm in this room currently, but I'm finally moving in on Friday, which is 2 days from now, into the full room. Thank God for that. So that'll be awesome. It makes things a lot easier. So let me know because if not, I'm going to prioritize doing the book reviews, which I've got 6 videos basically to create. And
I'll tell you, do the book reviews, man. We need
exactly
some of those.
It's good to have some of those.
Yes,
now,
please.
The 2 for the mind for the March 2024 goals: renewed effort for the French book. So I've actually put the details here for myself. Is I want to aim for 1 of my own written pages a day. So aiming for one of these ones is probably going to be pretty difficult. It's like maybe 10 minutes, 50 minutes of effort each day. So we'll see what happens. And then 4, I want to confirm the next steps for the business structure that I'm following at the moment. So won't go into too many details until things actually happen in this format, but there's a lot of stuff that's about to happen in this next month. So exactly, that's why it's busy, but I can share more stuff in a few months to come for the Mere Mortals.
Sure.
Last 2 for Soul 5. You'll like this one, Kyrin. So this one, I'll tell you what it actually maps to, is calm over being panic and frantic. I'm going to try no online news consumptions. So nothing that I currently use at all, aside from anything that comes from socials. Socials, fine. I'll leave it. They come in, but nothing beyond that. I won't be going ahead and trying to find it. Which
I think will you know what the Bitcoin price is, Juan?
Well, no, well that's easy. It's on my watch.
Yeah, I'm sure
that's
that'll
easy.
pop up.
Yeah, that'll always be known, and that's not even where I find out what it is. I'm pretty sure it's like I wake up in the morning and it tells me the Bitcoin
memes.
price. So
Yeah, it'll be like memes. How many memes did I see today? Oh, it must
well, no, my actual watch, which I'm not wearing right now, actually has the Bitcoin price on the bottom right of it.
Yeah.
And number 6 goal, and the last one for the March, is this one is mapped to kindness over ego, and it's sanely. Treat as much as I can people as if they were the younger kid self when it comes to acting in a negative manner. What I mean by that specifically is obviously not in all times, but when someone frustrates me or annoys me, I'm going to try is a very key adjective here, on facing them like they were the child self, and if whether I would actually be as punishing or as direct with someone in that regard. Because I tend to be really easy with kids or younger people and not being like that. So I'll attempt. I was putting some thoughts together on how to improve that one. That's how I'm going to tackle it in any case. We'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But those are the 6 March 2024 goals.
Okay, cool. All right. I don't think I need to crack into them at all. I'll jump into mine. So March 2024. I'm going to finish reading the Roosh V forum post. So I actually found the... I think it might be in the Wayback Machine or Web Archive or something like that. Let me just quickly go into here. Yeah, I don't know. Some dude saved it back up, found it, and started it back up then. So it's got all of this great stuff in there. And this would be great for 2 reasons. One, even though it was like a pickup artist forum, they had a lot of really good stuff in there related to travel, just general travel tips. Where to go, what type of places you'll see, like the character of the local people, language stuff. There's a whole lot of, massive threads about the Russian language, Portuguese, Spanish, everything. And so there's actually a lot of really good, useful info in there. And I actually do want to try and like go back and see some of the things that they were saying and being like, is this actually helpful? And it just like a blast of the past. So one thing they did, for example, or a lot of people did in there, they referred to women as lizards. It was pretty fucked up, man. Like I'm reading it now, I'm like, oh Jesus, that's pretty bad. Like you want to sleep with these people, but you're referring to them as lizards. Like
lizards.
That's kind of fucked up, dude. And yeah, it's not like cute lizard. It's like they're scaly, cold-blooded. Like there's a lot. You can see a lot of the what's misanthropic, I think is the word. Just jaded dudes there. But yeah, very, very interesting going back through there. And I was reading through some of like the Bitcoin posts, and I recall reading some of them. So I actually had read about and heard about Bitcoin 2011, man. That was probably when I first
heard about it.
Yeah. And so very, very interesting, because I thought my like first introduction to it would have been in like 2013 or something, but no, I vividly remember reading like a couple of the threads and being like,
wow,
oh, shit, look at that. And it's funny just going through them and seeing like these people bitching about it being $10 or $100 or something. Very funny. Try and be as present as possible for all events. So I've got quite a few things coming up this next month. 3 or 4 birthdays, going away parties, and I mentioned previously I was glad that I went home and spent time with my mum and brother, because yeah, mum's really not doing well, and there's a possibility she won't return home again. So yeah, I'm glad I spent that time, and yeah, I like even tomorrow I'll be going to the hospital, and just be more conversations, more decisions to be made. But yeah, just try and be as present as possible for all of these things, not get too caught up in my own thoughts or anything like that. I want to have a real crack at hosting our own feed. So when I get this live stuff going, then I can have a crack at hosting our own feed on our website, perhaps. And this will then allow me to do a lot more optionalities and cool things. It will also mean more work until I can get it like a system going. It's a problem with all of these things. If I just spent the 20 or 30 hours now, it would be all sweet. Like it would just be part of our regular routine. We join the Riverside, we hit the button, we get going, all that's good. It's just getting all that, oh man, just all that research. I just don't want to do it, especially because it's about like things I'm not interested in, particularly technical related. But I'll have a crack at it. That's probably lower on the priority list though, to be honest. Monitor the hamstring and make some smart decisions. I've already made a good one today by not working out while I was sick, tired, mentally tired, and what was the other thing I was? I don't know, just not in a good headspace. So I took today off, and I'm probably going to change my workouts to just do some kind of like bulletproof your hamstrings, that sort of shit. Just really unfun exercises, not go for max flexibility or anything. Just be like, all right, you got a month until you're leaving. Use some weights just to strengthen. Don't do anything silly. So got that. I want to just introduce for my media sources more Portuguese into my consumption, whether it be podcasts, whether it be finding a YouTube channel or something like that. I just want to try and get more of it into my daily daily kind of listening and things like that. Sorry, just about to cough. Jesus. I want to create and finish this travel prep list. So this is just things like I got out my Kindle the other day. Motherfucking thing still works pretty good, dude. Hell yeah, I'm super happy about that. And that thing's at least 11 years old, maybe even
That's
older.
Unbelievable.
Going solid, dude. They made them good back in the day. Very happy about that. But yeah, there's just all these other sorts of things. Like I want to get these mini Vegemite packets if I can, and bring them with me so I can introduce the world to how terrible Vegemite is. Just be like, this is our national dish. This is one of our like epic foods.
Ridiculous. My little one's at the moment getting onto the Vegemite trail, and she's actually enjoying it. I'm like, yuck,
okay,
man.
Damn, savage. One, that's the Granados genes right there.
Unbelievable.
I want to say some more interesting things and try and be more truthful as well in terms of communication style. I was just noticing I was having a lot of like just meh conversations this month. I wasn't having fun in them. So I was like, you know what? I can direct a conversation. So why don't I direct it to places that I'd find more interesting? And yeah, just say more things. Yeah, I just think I can do better with that. And then last one is I want to finish Portuguese Duolingo. Legendary. I want to finish everything.
Okay.
Because I'm basically finished the course itself. So I would probably just need to like get the Super Duolingo for the 2 weeks free. Make sure I don't do a Juan and accidentally get a yearly subscription. But yeah, try and just tick all that off, and then just basically just get prepared for Brazil, man. 4th of April, so month and like 5 days.
Yeah, it's what, 36 days?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
About right.
It's going to come quick, man. It's going to go very quick.
Yeah, once I hit into March, it'll start.
It'll go quick, yeah. Plus, a lot of your goals seem to be lining up with that now in terms of travel and Portuguese, etc.
I'll give you a hint. I don't think I'll put April goals. I'm not sure it'll be worthwhile to write anything there. I think it'll just be too much.
It'll be a blank one.
Yeah, I think so. All right. Last little section here. Fitness. Juan, how have you gone with your fitness? You said you're going to a physio. You're feeling okay? Your legs,
it was more. Well, it's actually interestingly, it was a gift card that I'd received from August last year that I only got time now to put to use. But it felt good. I had dry needling for the first time as well. That felt kind of cool, nice. A lot of like twitching muscles, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So it actually felt good. So that's been fine. And I mean, training's been good, like good enough, I guess I would say. But I'm motivated for the next phase that's coming up with the Olympic lifting for at least the big part in that. There's a lot of volume in that, and I enjoy a lot of volume when it comes to like weight training. So
nice, beautiful. All right, I've got something to share actually. So it's hard to see on the screen, but in the very top right corner here, you see a little orange mark, and that's because I've actually done my first points in probably like 6 months, maybe even a year. I don't know. It's been a long time. And I broke a minute 40 in a handstand hold, and it was just really epic because it was third last set of the day of a pretty intense one arm handstand session day. So like wasn't coming into it fresh, wasn't really prepared for it. It was just like, oh, if I do this, it's awesome, and just pulled it off.
Just did it.
And I probably could have gone longer, to be honest. I was almost like surprised myself that I got there. So, yep. Basically, if you look at like the sheet here, I've got my 2022 2023 exercises. I barely ticked off anything in there, and that's just all one arm handstand stuff and stalder stuff basically. And I'm working on those two things really, really hard. So I hope to start ticking those some of those
points
in the next like next yearish. To be honest, it's all going to take time. The stalder I should get sooner. I should be able to do a stalder by the end of the month, I reckon. But
okay,
I've been saying that for probably 6 months now. So.
Audacious goals. We like to see some of these.
Beautiful. All right. That's it. That's it for me, man.
Beauty. Well, look, we won't drag it off. Any other comments, Kyrin, from the
good
tubes?
Point. Thank you. No. They were just popping in to say hi. So
that's easy. Awesome. Cool. We're gonna leave it here for the monthly goals again. Once again, if you do want to drop a comment, if you're jumping in the live, obviously we're finishing now. But if you want to leave a comment after the fact that we just do these, you can send through a Boostigo. It's a message with some Satoshis. You can do so in any of the good podcasting platforms out there. Get at mereimmortals.com/support. If you want to go find out exactly, Kyrin's done a video for a lot of these. You've done some even specific ones for, what was it? For Podcast Guru.
I don't have that on the site. But
there's details out there for, if you really want to know how to do that, send through a Boostagram. We just talked about the support in the middle of a podcast today, that how you can do that. It's a support that we need to be able to host, the stuff that we're doing and the videos. And we're going to keep on doing the podcast as Kyrin starts to travel the world once again. Yeah, it helps out if we've got people who are supporting us and able to continue to do it, right? We've got 24 hours both in a day. There's lots of other stuff that we could be doing. We're putting in effort here, partly because we enjoy it, but partly we want to be able to be putting value out there and getting them in return.
100%. And a reminder that to earn one of those shirts that I talked about, you have to send through 100,000 Satoshis, which just increases.
It's getting harder and harder. Yeah.
Those shirts, which were, $25, a year and a bit ago, are now closer to 85, 80, 90 bucks. Now, so.
$90. It just went over 90,000 Australian dollars just literally as I was going on here.
Let's go.
Damn, that's ridiculous. So anyways, jump in the bandwagon. You want to get a shirt? Got to get in quick before they get even more expensive.
Exactly.
We'll leave it there. Immortalized, thank you very much for joining in for another session of the monthly goals. For now, we're going to leave it there. Please enjoy wherever you are in the world. One out.
Kyrin out.
Good.